Hey there guys, here's a model review of the Hitachi 1000 high reach version. This model is in the colors of Evener Deconstruction, I believe is how it's pronounced. It is made in 1 to 50th scale by NZG, and it is a extremely nice model, and it is a pretty tall one also. I'll show you the height after a while once we get to the features, but it is a very nice model, functions very nice. There's some pretty nice detail, and I'll show y'all the detail and features kind of at the same time, I guess. So starting down with the tracks, you can see outriggers on both sides, which do work. They fold in and then out for like loading and unloading. The tracks seem a little narrow, but I haven't seen the real machine, so I don't know if it's accurate or not. But it just seems like it's a little narrow to me, but that's just my preference. And you can see the tracks are the pads are pretty detailed. The one side, you can see the drive sprocket is extremely detailed. Some replicated steps, working rollers, which I really like, and it is spring loaded. You have to be careful if they come apart because they are just locked, like looped together. So they will come off relatively easy if they are slacked quite a bit, but it does roll pretty nice. It won't roll like under its own power on a smooth surface. Kind of on a rough surface, but it is better to just use your hand if you do have to turn it. The track frames also do come off with some screws, but I just choose not to take them off because I don't want to break the model in any way, which has kind of already happened. But up to the cab here, you can see some plastic textured walkways outside, plastic handrail and mirror, as well as the cab guard. Interior is pretty detailed. If you can see in there, there's some consoles, joysticks, levers. It looks pretty nice inside, and the door frame looks all nice with the window seals and handles. Here's the front of the cab. Some lights on top there. Again, the cab guard. And on the side here, the graphics look very nice with this pinstripe detail. The doors look very nice, and I really do like the white and yellow. The white, yellow, and green color scheme. It looks pretty nice. Some small handrails, and here's a feature. This little door opens up for service. So if you had a figure, pose him in there like he's doing some maintenance on the machine, which I think is kind of cool. It's a little detail, but it actually does work very nice. It is kind of hard to open, but. And then the back of the machine, you can see very nice graphics on the back, some huge handrails up top, and these are all separate blocks in here. There's 4 in total, and actually you can unscrew this back piece, this whole back piece, and it'll come off, and you can put extra weight inside the body, which if you have the high reach version I would recommend, because the boom is very tall and relatively heavy, which once I was gonna do that with this, and then I took it off and there was actually weight in it, which I thought was pretty nice, but I would recommend doing that if you do have especially the high reach version. The other side here, you see the 2 large grills, which are very nice. They are textured, and some more handrails they're metal handrails with a plastic mirror. A little small one down here. On the side here is a little access step, some hydraulic lines running to the cylinders. non-slip texturing up to the top here. Behind the boom you can see all the whole hydraulic lines and cables. The swing motor down below there. Your swing motor. Inside there you can see some textured non-slip surfacing and a whole bunch of very detailed non-opening cabinets. The exhaust does have a small indent, and your 2 air filters. Now I'll try and show this the best way I can here. I'll just probably I'll only show the one side because both sides are identical. So the boom, see starting down here, cylinders on all of them are plastic, but they do have a good color match. See, it's rubber hydraulic lines moving into detailed piping. Right here, this is where you can take the boom, from here up can come off, which you just push out these 2 pins, which they're on these 2 pins. You push them out on the other side, if you can see right there, and then you just disconnect these 2. This line, there's one on the opposite side as well, and this bank on the back, and your whole boom comes off for transport, which you could, in theory, do it the real way, like the Miro machine does, if you push these out. I just don't want to, but you could do that, and I really like how they added the actual lifting points. They're not drilled, but you could very easily drill them to actually use them as lifting points, which I think is pretty cool. Again, some more nice graphics going up with quite a bit of hydraulic lines. And up at the first joint here, you can see, here's a great way to see, it's a plastic cylinder, and in some light like this it's a little noticeable, but it's not too bad. And then here's the intermediate section, again with hydraulic lines running to each cylinder. And then here's your stick cylinder, again with avenue deconstruction, very nicely printed on the side here. And I'll just move this so it's, and then up to your linkage and dog bone here. You see this hydraulic line running off to the tool. Here's a tool, it's a shear, and I'll just bring it down now to show you this one, but shear, it's got a good range of movement. It goes out about that far and in about that far. That's with the stick mostly horizontal. For functions, it turns 360 and both jaws close individually, which it is a little bit stiff to do, but rather it be too stiff than not than loose. And sorry about the camera shakiness. I'm just trying to do it one-handed because this is a big model. But for the stick movement, it goes for about that low to that high, which the real machine would not do. It at the most probably about there. That's like that, which I don't even think the real machine would do, but for the second section it goes up that far, down that far. And if you've noticed, I've been displaying it like, for example, like this, like resting on something. It's just because this cylinder right here, it'll bleed down very slowly over time. As you can maybe see right there, it just slowly comes down, and then certain spots, I'm just kind of putting a little bit of downward pressure. Certain spots it's a lot looser than others, but I just don't want to risk it falling or anything. So the boom positions goes basically vertical, which I really like, and then can't really show it, but it'll go down basically to, if you put the whole boom up vertical, it'll still go down a little bit farther. I'm just trying to describe it because I really can't show it with one hand, because it is these rams are very stiff and I just don't want to break it. So it does rotate pretty smoothly. Could be a little bit smoother, but it is very nice. And I was going to show you this little size comparison here, which this one is a machine most of the people have. It's the 870, and as you can see, it's mostly lined up. It is roughly the same size. It is, well, granted taller, of course, but I do really like these two together. I'd like it more if I had, like, say, both the orange version for both, but I just like the Ocean Traders colors a lot more, and the white. But I'll just put you down here just to show you the rest. So, summary, it's a very nice model. Discontinued, I do believe, but if you can get one, I'd recommend getting it, especially if you like demolition equipment. It is very nice, and pulls great, and it's very flexible for like transport loads. If you just want a suitable transport display, this works very nice for that. And that's pretty much my review of the Hitachi 1000 by NZG. So if you have any other questions about it, or comments or anything, leave them below in the comments. And once again, this is the Hitachi 1000 high reach version review. Hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.